Kelton Chadwick, I'm a senior.
I'm Daniel O'Reilly, and I'm a senior in high school.
This is Dylan Pescator, and he does our play-by-play.
No, we might have Danny knows me. So first of all, you guys had a pretty tough road to get here. When you talk about Chap with their speed, and then you talk about Pinnacle, and we know their history. 9-game win streak as well. Do you feel like you're playing your best hockey right now?
I think our team's doing really well. We've picked it up the last few games here. We've all been there for the practices, been there for the games, so really just got the ball rolling at the end of the season for sure.
Yep, we've had a push here at the end, and I think we're ready to take her home.
What has been one thing that you guys really drilled down that maybe you struggled with earlier in the season, but it's really hitting and going very well right now?
Some parts of our teamwork for sure. It's been tough because most of our team is out. We've probably had 7 or 8 guys who's been there for only 10 games, but recently our team has just been clicking. We've been doing everything together. We've no arguments in the locker room. It's been really good for our team.
I'd say discipline in general. We've had some problems with people not showing up to practice and whatnot, and that's all come together recently, and we've been as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And then last one, how would you guys kind of describe Coach Mark as a coach?
Love Mark.
He's a great guy. He's definitely done a lot for the program and brought our team together, and hopefully we can make him proud.
Yeah, he's kept us on about the discipline the last few weeks, and that's definitely been our key to playoffs and success.
Hold on.
So next we have Lauren from Cronkite News.
Okay.
So what would you say was the biggest part in getting involved in Ahsha for both of you when it came down to it?
Well, it's our senior year, and we haven't had the student section that we've always wanted, so we've been trying, especially this year and not last year, to promote DV hockey and bring it to the rest of the school and gather excitement for the future.
Yeah, and him and I have been playing for all 4 years together on the D1 team, and we've gone from probably last in the league to one of those higher teams, and we've definitely got most of our school involved and hopefully packing out the mullet for this weekend.
And then obviously, hockey is maybe not considered the most conventional sport in Arizona. Why did you two decide to play hockey?
I mean, I've been watching it since I was young. Always thought it was really cool. Hopped on skates when I was 4, and the rest is history.
Same exact story. Hopped on skates when I was 3 and haven't stopped since.
And then finally, what would you kind of say is your favorite part of just playing in high school and being a part of this league?
It's got to be the team.
It's the team.
It's so much fun. Travel can get a little too competitive, a little too argumentative, but high school is all fun. It's been such a great experience.
Yeah, and it's a great way to bond with people that you wouldn't normally bond with at school. You make friends all over the place, and you can really spread just friendship around the school and build a community. It's pretty awesome.
For sure.
And Alex from Times Media Group.
Hey gentlemen, first and foremost, congratulations on making it this far. So sounds like you guys have definitely, been through all ranks of, D1 hockey. How surreal is it to you guys to, be capping it off with a state championship bid?
It's unbelievable. If you've seen what me and Daniel have gone through with our teams and how much we've come, it's unbelievable. There's no words to really describe how it feels.
Stepping on that ice out there and looking around, I can't even imagine the environment we're going to be playing in on Saturday, and I'm beyond excited.
Mm-hmm.
As senior hockey players, I'm sure it's got to be on your mind, the next step of playing hockey out here, so getting to experience one, ASU's top-notch facility, and then, 2, coupled with the fact that it's the Coyotes' temporary facility, how badly does that drive you guys to, to want to continue playing this great sport and, play at, another high level, potentially NCAA D1?
I mean, it's exhilarating. I've come to a few ASU games, Coyotes game or 2, and the atmosphere is just unlike anything I've really ever seen. And if I get a chance to experience that, I definitely will.
No, in the future I for sure want to play in front of some of these fans and some of these bigger buildings, and I'm loving this feeling so far right now.
And you guys made a great point earlier about how you guys have really been trying to market your team at home or around the school, and being a former club player myself, I know how that feels. How gratifying do you think it's going to be when you guys skate out there in front of a sea of a projected 3,000 to 4,000 fans on Saturday night?
I can't even believe it. Even when you say it right now, it's still unbelievable, and been preparing for it for a bit, but nerves are shaking, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
And last question for you. I know you guys are busy and you don't want to get on with the rest of your day, but you've had your one skate here. What are kind of the next few days going to look like as you prepare for your big battle on Saturday night?
lot of focus, a lot of talking to the team, getting us ready, and making sure when we step on that ice on Saturday, we're completely ready to go and ready to take home a trophy.
Yeah, we've got one more team skate tomorrow, and then hopefully a team dinner before the game to get everybody ready for the game and all together for that final thing.
Wonderful, gentlemen. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and then I just have a couple questions. They're kind of repeats, but sum up being called a state champion in one word.
Legendary.
Legendary.
What's it like getting to play at Mullet Arena?
I can't even imagine.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What would winning this game and representing Arizona at Nationals mean to you?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Pretty big weekend. How are you feeling, and has it sunk in yet?
Nervous.
Very nervous. The last week has been very nervous, and I think everybody on our team's feeling that same way. So nervous.
100%.
Awesome. Well, good luck, you guys.
Alright, I'm Ben Woolaver, I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan Jam, I'm a junior.
I'm Tamburo, and I'm a senior.
Okay, I'm Jenna, and I do Ahsha's marketing, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. Pretty big weekend. How are you feeling, and has it sunk in yet?
Especially coming here is when it really starts sinking in, just seeing the whole stadium and the whole size of it and thinking that we could have 5,000 people watching us play high school hockey, and that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's very exciting to think about that we've waited all season until this weekend.
Yeah, the nerves were kicking in, but as soon as we got on the ice, it started to go away. So,
What would winning this game and representing Arizona at Nationals mean to you?
It'd mean a lot just bringing another state title back to DV. It's been controlled by Pinnacle, Notre Dame, a lot of these private schools for a long time, and bringing it back to a public high school, I think it'd mean a lot.
Yeah, it'd be nice to change it up for a change.
be a good fun opportunity for the boys, and just overall nice for our Awatuki and our school.
What's it like getting to play at Mullet?
It's crazy. It's like I've played at the Coyotes old rink a lot of time before, but this is just, it's a lot nicer. The ice is a lot better. The boys are a lot better. It's just a great experience.
Yeah, it's probably some of the best ice I've ever played on, and it's big. The lighting's nice. It's just great.
Ice is great. It's a very big step up from Chandler.
Sum up what being called a state champion. We'll sum that up in one word. Sorry.
Just remembrance.
Remembrance.
Great.
Cool. Okay, now we're gonna go to Dylan Pescator, and he does our play-by-play.
Ryan, have you ever been as hot as you are right now?
I do not think so, no.
Well, you have 7 goals, of course, in the 3 playoff games that you guys played, including the play-in against Brophy. Is there anything that you could kind of point to in your game that has really just gone so well in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the support from my teammates it's been great. They've been motivating us along the way. You know, we got a lot of confidence right now, and I think that helps a lot.
And is there anything for any of you strategically wise that you guys have won the last 9 ever since December or November at the end of that month that has really just kind of flipped the switch?
I don't know. I think we've just worked together as a team, worked hard, and believed in each other. I think it's the main thing.
Okay, now we have Lauren, and she's from Cronkite News.
So, for all 3 of you, what would you say is your favorite part of being a part of Ahsha, and what Desert Vista has to offer?
It's definitely playing for your school, especially in the playoffs here when it's starting to get more fans to come. It's looking up in the stands and seeing all your friends that you go to class with and just watching them have fun at one of your games.
Yeah, having a student section is probably the best part about it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's just the thrill and all the students there watching and getting us support. It's just amazing.
And so how do you think that playing at Mullet is going to compare to playing at Oceanside like you guys have in the past?
I think it's going to be a completely different experience. The game's going to be just a lot faster and better, just based off better ice.
Yeah,
and have.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. So please.
It's going to be a big step up from what we're used to, and hopefully we play well.
A lot more people, a lot more excitement, more energy for the ice.
And then finally, with Ahsha obviously being a thing and high school hockey now being really big here, what would you say kind of drove you 3 to play hockey over any other sport that might have been offered to you in high school?
I've played hockey my whole life. I've grown up around the sport. I've made friends through it the whole time, and I've always wanted to keep playing it in high school.
Yeah, it's really hot in Arizona, so it's nice to be in the cool rink a lot.
Yeah, indoor sports, very nice out here. But yeah, most of us have been playing since we were really little, and just staying with it is all we can ask for.
How do you guys think having the state championship here at Mullet Arena is going to help grow the game of hockey here in the desert, or high school hockey here in the desert?
I think just the atmosphere of it, all the fans are going to be here. It's going to be a great time, and they're going to want to come back to every game next season, and that's going to bring more and more fans as they bring their friends along.
Yeah, I think it'll bring a lot more attention to the sport now that it's such a big stage.
Yeah, everybody knows that this arena was just built. It's for Coyotes and ASU, and having a high school game here would be a really good boost for it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Alex from Times Media Group.
Gentlemen, as I told your teammates a little earlier, congrats on making it this far. So first question I have for you guys, you hinted at it earlier, there was definitely a lot of nerves when you first stepped out on that ice. So what are the next few days going to kind of look like for you guys? And, how do you hope to, I guess, settle your nerves so that come Saturday night you walk out there focused and ready to, play your best hockey possible?
I think it's just coming out hard. We have another practice tomorrow, and it's playing hard there, playing it as a team, and just knowing that we have what it takes to beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think we just have to stay relaxed and not freak out too much and just kind of do our own thing.
Yeah, we just have to stay to our game plan. We have one more good practice tomorrow to get dialed in, and then yeah.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's been since at least 2016, if I remember correctly, since Desert Vista was even in a state championship. I think you guys may have won that game, but I'd have to double check that. And then you mentioned earlier, it's been a while, it's been mostly Notre Dame and Pinnacle, so championship's been kind of more North Phoenix area. What would it mean to not only you guys, but I guess East Valley hockey to possibly bring home a state championship back to the East Valley?
It mean a lot. Notre Dame was the ones they eliminated us last year in the semis. We're all trying to get back at them, get some revenge on them, and it'd mean a lot to bring it back home against them.
Yeah, I think it'll really let the other schools see that, it is possible to beat these northern teams and these top teams, so we'll give everybody more hope.
Yeah, like Ben said, they knocked us out last year in the semis, so we're looking to get back at them. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think those are all the questions I had for you guys. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
My name's Connor White. I'm a senior captain, number 5.
I'm Evan Kobley. I'm a senior captain as well, number 92.
Okay. Pretty big weekend. How are you feeling? Has it sunk in yet?
I don't think so. I mean, I felt like going into it, I was going to be different from everybody else, like the less experienced players, and have total confidence in everything, but it still hasn't clicked yet, so it's the same thing.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready for it and for what's come. I'm pumped for the game. But at the same time, it's like Connor said, still kind of not fully there yet, and I'm excited though. Ready for the big game.
What would winning this game and representing Arizona at Nationals mean to you?
It meant a great deal to us and to the school our sophomore year. Our school got behind us more than they ever had our sophomore year when we're putting up TVs up around the school, having watched our game during school, and it was the most proud, one of the most proud sports moments I've ever had of everybody in the school, around the school, being so proud of us. So I'd like to do that again. So.
I don't think there's a team in the state that wants it more than us. I mean, some of us have experienced it before in our sophomore year. Some of us haven't been there before, but there's a definite want from all of us, and it would mean a lot to everyone, but especially to the seniors. And we're definitely excited for the opportunity, and we're hoping we can go out there, get the job done, and represent well at Nationals.
What's it like getting to play at Mullet Arena?
I was telling Cobes this earlier. That's the nicest sheet of ice I've ever played on. I didn't feel like I was touching ice out there. I felt like I was just floating. I think I took so many looks up in the stands. Never been there before. It should be a great experience with a bunch of my closest friends in the stands, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited. Mullet's a great place. It's going to be the place to be Saturday night, and I'm pumped. It's some of the nicest ice I've ever been on. It's a fantastic arena, and we're blessed to be able to be out here and have this opportunity, so I'm excited.
Last one. Sum up being a state champion in one word.
Wow. I'd say fulfillment. It's like everything you've worked towards throughout the year. It's a long season, whatever 8 months it is. I'd say it's the peak. It's fulfillment.
There's a lot of words to describe it, but the one that's coming to mind right now is iconic. I mean, you grow up and you see in the NHL lifting the Stanley Cup, you see people winning state championships, and that's always kind of what you're pushing for. You always want to win and be the best, and that's always kind of a goal for teams, and there's nothing that sums it up better than seeing your buddies and lifting up that trophy above your head, so it's a pretty special moment.
No, we can go to Lauren from Fronte.
Cool. So I'm just kind of wondering what went into your guys' decisions when you guys were incoming freshmen to play high school hockey over going the club route.
Some of my biggest role models, if not my biggest role models, are my two older brothers are both, I think 6 and 7 older, 8 and 9 years older than me, and they played high school hockey. One of my brothers wore the C. The other one I think wore an A in high school as well. And some of my greatest memories in elementary school growing up were going to Ahsha games and watching them play. And their playoff games were electric, and I mean, I think that's where I fell in love with hockey, was with them. So ever since then, I was looking forward to these moments, these games, and everything in between.
My route was a little bit different. I was playing travel hockey in 8th grade, and right before the end of the season, I broke my collarbone, and it effectively ended my season and put me out for tryouts the next year. And I was considering not even playing, and then I found out about the program we had at Notre Dame. I went out, and we've just been so blessed to have such an amazing program, a great team manager, fantastic coaches, and since the first day, I've never looked back. I couldn't ask for anything more from high school hockey.
And Connor, for you, how do you feel that the game, or Ahsha as a whole, has changed since you came and watched it growing up?
There's a bunch of little things. First one that came to my mind is the jerseys and everything. I mean, I love the throwbacks, but we don't have those anymore. But I don't know. I mean, as Notre Dame, the community as itself, we have new coaching. There was a coach for a long time, and a lot of times with our old coach, it was kind of just throwing pucks out there, and wasn't really much of a community. But now with Coach Missio, we have somebody who cares more than I've ever met, and very genuine person, and wants to get to know each and every one of us, and wants everybody to not only grow as hockey players, but grow as young men. So with that, I think I've grown so much as a person, and have so many great friends as my teammates, so that's the difference.
And then finally, for both of you, obviously there's about to be 4,000 fans out here compared to somewhere like Oceanside or the Ice Dens where you have like 700 people. What's that feeling like for both of you?
Oh, it's pretty special. I don't think I've ever played in a game with as many people in my entire life. Well, definitely not. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be electric out there, and their energy is going to fuel us, both teams, really. It's going to make it high energy, fast, and I really don't have the words for it. It's just going to be an amazing experience, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. There's something special about packing a lot of people in a small barn, and all the echo and everything. And I was splitting hairs trying to figure out who to give tickets to last year at Oceanside, but now all those people can come and enjoy it for themselves, and do the same thing that I did growing up, and get to watch the sport that I love to play. So I can't wait for everybody to either have a new experience or the same experience, but to get at least a little part of what we get to experience in hockey. So.
Cool. Thank you.
Joe, are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, and then we have Dylan. He does our play-by-play.
What's up, guys? So, as the Basha game came to an end, and you guys came back at 3:30 with the goal by Justin, and then Jasmine ties it up, what does it say about the resiliency of this group?
In our 4 years, there's been a lot of moments where I think we've given our parents like just a slight heart attack in our games. Last year, freshman year, sophomore year, I mean, we kind of dig ourselves a hole a lot of times, and then one of our friends on Shrapnel and Gentry told Drake that we kind of found God in the final 5 minutes somehow. So I don't know, it just kind of happens. You don't get used to it. You'd think we would after all these times, but you still don't. But I don't know, it was surreal. Nothing you can really prepare for, but everything clicked in those final 5 minutes.
I don't think I've ever been on a team with guys who are like more willing to give it their all every minute of the way. I'm sitting on the bench, and the entire game, even with 4 minutes left, and it didn't once cross my mind like we might lose this game. The boys on the bench and just being with them, it's like a family, and you know no one's going to give up on you, and they're always going to go out there, give it their all, because they know you will too. And once you get that first one, we were just taking off, and it just went from there. I mean, we've been in situations like that before, and all year we've kind of had to battle back in a couple games here and there, but I think we're one of the most resilient teams in the league, and we have a lot of fight in us, and when we get in those situations, we know how to handle it appropriately and come back and finish the job. So,
You guys, of course, have faced DB 3 times, 2 times in the regular season, and have won all of them. But you've faced them when they're this hot. They've had a 9-game winning streak. They come in with the full roster. The whole Bobcats are there. So what do you kind of expect from them and their type of game that they bring?
I mean, we're very familiar with their players, but we also thought we were very familiar with Basha until they got hot at the exact right time, and I think DB's doing the same thing. So it's a special special thing to have when you're clicking at the right time. But I think that we believe in each other as a team. We know that any game that we've ever played against them doesn't affect this next one. And we're going to give it our all. So.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I played with a good chunk of the Desert Vista roster, and knowing them, they're going to come out fast. They're a very quick team. They have a lot of speed. They're physical. They know how to fight. And they're like us in the sense that they're not going to give up and roll over if we put 2 in early or if we go up by a goal or whatever it is. They're going to fight to the last minute. And, it's going to be a fast-paced game the entire way. The ice cuts are definitely going to help both teams get that extra breath. So there's never going to be a dull moment. And I think our team's ready to come out swinging, and it's going to be a good one.
Okay, and then we have Alex from Times Media.
Gentlemen, foremost, congratulations on making it this far. So, having spoken to Coach Charles in the past, I know he's a man who's got always got something inspirational to say to you guys. What was his message to you guys in the locker room after that overtime thriller against Basha? And did he say anything that you guys have kind of, carried with you this past week as you prepare for your next opponent?
His message was a lot like the ones we got from our parents when afterwards. It was like that was fun. Like I don't know. He loves every minute of it. Mm-hmm. So he's always there to encourage, always there to love on us, and he was just as excited as the next guy in the locker room, and it was awesome to see.
Awesome.
Yeah, he came in there, and you could just tell by the look on his face that he had just been out at that game, and he went in there, he gave us a good little speech, told us that as much as it was a thrilling game and we did a good job battling back, that effort's not going to do it the next week, and we haven't won anything yet, and we certainly can't walk around acting like anything's over. So.
Right. Given that you guys have spent at least 3 out of the 4 years in high school making trips to the state championship, first year, you went through the elation of winning the big trophy last year. You got your hearts broken by Pinnacle. What is, I guess, your message to some of the younger underclassmen who maybe are playing in their first or second championship game? And what advice do you think you guys can give them, having reached the pinnacle of no pun intended success in this league?
We talk about it a lot. We talk about roles, and our roles have changed since sophomore year to having bigger roles as we've gone along. And I've seen this with both hockey and playing in baseball. You're gonna have different roles, but you have to stick to your role and be ready when your name is called, because you never know when it's gonna happen. You never know when somebody may get injured, somebody may be in the box. You always got to be ready for your name to get called, and you might have to elevate your role and do whatever you can to help the team win.
We talk, like Connor said, a lot about roles and about being a family and being together. And my biggest advice to them is just soak it all in. Enjoy the moment. Be glad you're there and you have that opportunity, but also don't take it for granted. And just know that if we win next year, want to get right back and do it again. If you don't win, want to go back again. And it's you gotta have a lot of desire, but at the same time, enjoy it, soak it in, and focus on just enjoying yourself for the first part of the game. Once you get into it, it's game time, and you gotta be ready to go.
So what do the next few days kind of look like for you guys as you prepare for Saturday night's duel?
I think a lot about preparing my body. I've been a little under the weather the past week or so. So,
Oh, goodness.
yeah, but I don't know. It's been tough battling through it and everything. But focusing on my body, our assistant coach, Coach Farrar, talks about visualization a lot, and finding your piece and thinking about making that play in the game. I like that a lot, and I feel like it helps me see plays before they're going to happen. And a lot of hockey is anticipation. So getting my mind right, watching film, and getting my body right as well.
For me, being with the team as much as possible. I mean, we have such a tight bond already, but as much time as I can spend with those guys is what I want to do, because after this game, we're either done or we're going to nationals. And if we're done, I'm going to miss them, and I'm going to want to cherish every moment I have with them. And if we win, then we're going to need to be real tight when we go to nationals if we want to make some splashes and do something special there.
Absolutely. Last question I have for you, gentlemen, is just, obviously this is your senior year. This is it for you guys. How much of a motivator do you think it is to want to make the jump to, higher levels of hockey? even possibly playing D1 and skating on the ice every single morning and playing games with maroon and gold, or even as an opposition team. How much of a motivator do you think it is to finally, I guess, get an experience of playing in this arena, with a capacity crowd?
I think it's a great opportunity. I think that it's something that you earn for sure, and there's a reason that not everybody's given the opportunity to play on this ice. I feel like it's a great chance to showcase my ability, and I feel that if I want to play in some capacity at the next level, this could be a game I could point to. So, yeah.
For me, it's all about the gratitude and appreciation to even have the opportunity. I'm very thankful to Ahsha especially for the opportunity to be on this ice. And I think it's a great blessing that we can go out there and show our talents. This is what we work for all year. And being our senior year, we've put 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears into this. And to be able to go out there and showcase it with the potential of getting recognized at a higher level is something pretty special.
Wonderful. Gentlemen, thank you so much for talking to us. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think Joe just has one
I just
last
have
question.
one. Yeah, I was going to ask, so what does this mean for Arizona high school hockey that you guys are getting the chance to play here at Mullet Arena, and especially you guys are talking about having such a big crowd?
I'm pretty sure they announced that they're going to have a state championship here over a year and a half ago. And ever since then, I've kind of pinpointed this date for sure. I mean, it's like everything that you could dream of as a hockey player. being able to play with your closest buddies and in front of as many people as you could think of. So, I mean, I told my dad this. I said, I don't have a lot of nerves when I know who's in the stands, but when the amount of people I know in the stands is like 10% of the actual people, and there's just a bunch of randos watching me, and there's a lot of people, I mean, I don't know, it's something different. It gets on you for sure.
Yeah, this is a massive day for Arizona hockey. I still have people to this day like, oh, you guys have hockey out in the desert, and I think winning here and going to make a big dent at Nationals is going to be special for whatever team takes it away, hopefully us. But I think that this is a big moment because we're in a fantastic facility, lots of fans, and it's going to be special. It's going to be something that people can look back on and remember for a long time, and it's definitely unique. So blessed to be here.
Matthew Gahan, I'm a junior.
Reed Gramlich, I'm a junior.
I'm Jenna. I do Ahsha's marketing, so I just have a couple questions, and then I'll introduce people as they ask you questions. But pretty big weekend. How are you feeling, and has it sunk in yet?
I think it's sunk in. We're there, and takes a little bit of a weight off of our back, but again, it puts even more weight on our shoulders.
What would winning this game and representing Arizona at Nationals mean to you?
I mean, obviously going to Nationals is a pretty big deal, so we'd be honored to go for Arizona.
What's it like getting to play at Mullet?
It's pretty fun. Being able to play earlier in the season at University of Notre Dame, it was a fun experience, so just being able to do that again at ASU is pretty fun.
And sum up being called a state champion in one word. Both of you can answer.
Surreal, I guess.
I would say unreal.
Okay, now we're going to go to Dylan. He does our play-by-play. You probably know that.
Reed, for you first. You really haven't had your breakout playoff game just yet. Last year, we all know what you did against these guys in the semis.
Yeah.
What do you remember from that team, and what do you expect from them this year?
I mean, I think the team last year was a lot younger, obviously. They kept most of their players. This year they got a lot of skill, and I think we just got to lock them down and put a couple in the back of the net early.
And how do you feel you are right now with your game? What are some things maybe from the Bash or the Centennial game that you're looking to kind of clean up for this one?
Definitely hitting the net. I mean, I think I'm getting more confident, so it should be good.
Watching too much.
Yeah.
Matt, Coach Missio said you really haven't had your best game of the season yet, and he's hoping that this game is. You didn't get to start the championship last year at Oceanside, so really the ice den has been your biggest environment. How do you feel like you're going to transition to now, 3,500 people in here?
Preparing from last game, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with having people there. I just got to tone them out and focus on our game only.
What can you guys say about your defense and your top four that consistently block shots, gets in lanes, and even the two seniors at the top, and you have Adam and Madden, but what can you say about those four at the bottom?
They've been pretty solid all year. They work hard and feel comfortable with behind the net, having them in front of me.
Pretty good. Okay, now we have Lauren from Cronkite News.
So for both of you, if you could kind of sum up what Ahsha means to you, how would you sum that up?
Ahsha is a big part of my life, and it has been for the last 3 years. They're a great league. They run stuff really well. Kenny's a great guy, and love being around everyone here.
Yeah, I would say it's a pretty big part of my life. I mean, there's nothing better than going in on the weekend with all my friends at my game and showing out. So, yeah.
What does the Arizona high school hockey community kind of look like nowadays?
I think it's growing each year. Having it here, it'll be a big step up. It's growing. Everyone's starting to realize that hockey's a big thing in Arizona.
Yeah, definitely growing. A lot of teams, a lot of people going to the games, so it's good.
And then finally, with the championship being here, what are your goals for that? What are your goals for next season? I know you both are juniors, so.
I don't want to think about next year. I just want to think about winning this year and going to Nationals.
Our goal is to win.
Great. And then lastly, we have Alex from Times Media Group.
gentlemen, as I've told everyone, come through. Congratulations on making it this far. It's obviously an accomplishment to pat yourselves on the back for. Matthew, my first question is for you. Just last year you walked in the third period to a very ruckus crowd. How were you able to, I guess, cut through all the white noise of that crowd and stay dialed in and keep your team in that game? And then how do you hope to, I guess, continue that trend Saturday night?
Just keep focused on the puck. That's all I do. Just stay on the puck. Nothing really around me. Just stay what's in front of me and not what's behind me.
Absolutely. And I'll open up to both of you guys. Obviously this team's just had a roller coaster over the past 3 years, more particularly your last game, with an overtime thriller. How do you guys, I guess, hope to keep that momentum moving forward with this game? And how have you guys taken those lessons you've learned over the past 3 years of the winning a state championship? I guess when you guys were freshmen and sophomores, and then obviously the heartbreak of last year's got to be on your mind still.
Me and Reader definitely know it the best, knowing that we've gone to the finals all 3 years now of our high school careers. So, I mean, we're pretty comfortable with it, I think.
I mean, obviously last 2 games we didn't really play our best, but I still think we built momentum after that Ahsha game, like going into overtime and winning. It's obviously got a lot of momentum for us.
And has there been any messages from the captaincy or any of the veteran players that they've given to you guys that you feel will really stick with you, not just on Saturday, but maybe throughout next year or the rest of your playing careers?
Maybe just stay working hard and be determined. I mean, this is obviously a big deal for a lot of us, especially seniors, last game possibly. So we're gonna go out and give it our all.
Yeah, just knowing from last year, how it feels for seniors knowing this their last game, so we don't want that to happen this year.
And then what do the next couple of days look like for you guys? What are your goals for the next few days to stay focused, but also I guess play your best hockey Saturday night?
Just staying locked in, nothing too crazy, just light stretching, just staying locked in for what's to come.
Yeah, I would just say do what's normal, don't do anything crazy, just always keep Saturday in my mind.
Cool. I think those are all the questions I have for you guys. Best of luck on Saturday.